Running paid ads on Instagram and Facebook is one of the most effective tools you can use to increase your streams on Spotify. But what if you don't have a lot of money to spend? Or what if you have no money to spend? How do you market your music if you only have a limited budget? Well, in this video, we are going to take a look at two distinct ways that you can use to market your music if you have little to no money at all. Now, if you're new here, my name's Tom, and on this channel, we talk about music marketing and a host of other things to help you grow as an artist in the digital age. And to that end, if you want to learn more besides just watching a YouTube video, I hope you'll join my weekly newsletter, The Monday Marketer. The Monday Marketer is a weekly email that I send out every Monday morning with one actionable music marketing tip to help you grow as an artist. So if you want to join the Monday Marketer, go to tomdupree3rd.com and drop in your email. I will leave a link to do that in the description of this video. So let's take a look at two distinct ways that you can use to market your music if you have a small budget or no budget at all. It's probably no mystery that the bigger your budget, the more effective your advertising can be on Instagram and Facebook. The more money you put in, the more results you're going to get out, and the more quickly you're going to get the results that you want. But if you have just a little bit of money and not a big budget to spend, using paid ads is still a very effective method to use if you do it kind of with a little bit of calculation. So let's assume you have $100 to spend, or let's assume I had $100 to spend on paid advertising. Well, here's what I would do. To spend $100 on a release, I would set up a limited run campaign using Facebook's ad platform. So let's walk through the steps to do that. I'm going to go to the green create button in the top left, and we're going to start a new campaign. Now, I'm going to use an engagement campaign because that's the campaign that I ultimately like to get to, but the same sort of rules can apply to a traffic campaign as well. So we'll click continue. So the first thing I would do is I would name my campaign. In this case, I'm just going to leave the name as is, and I'm going to come down to the campaign details tab. I'm going to click show more options, and I'm going to set a spending limit to make sure that I don't spend more than the $100 that I have as a budget for this campaign. After that, I'm going to come down to Advantage Campaign Budget and make sure I have a daily budget set of $10 per day. Now, I want to have a standard daily budget set for a set amount of time because I only have a specific amount of money to spend on this. After that, I'm going to click Next. Now here, I'm going to rename my ad set if I want to. I'm going to send people to my website, or in this case, it's going to be a landing page. I'm going to select my pixel, and the conversion event is going to be View Content for me. So we'll set the date to start when we want to. And I'm going to set an end date to go 10 days after the start date. So we'll set the start date tonight at midnight, and then we're going to run this for 10 days exactly. So we're going to set this to end on the 6th. So that's exactly 10 days at $10 per day spent. After that, we're going to come down and we're going to select a list of countries. Now, because I have a limited budget and because I want to get the most bang for my buck, I'm going to select a big list of countries with countries all over the world where I can get some cheaper traffic outside of just like the United States and the United Kingdom. So I'm going to select all three of these Spotify tiers that I have saved. Now, if you want to take a look at that list of countries, you can go to the description of this video and I will leave a link to a spreadsheet that has all of these countries listed, tiered out like this for you to use as well. Then I would come down and I would set the age range. So I'm going to bring this age range down to match what I know my audience is. So that's ages 44 at the top, but then I'm going to come all the way down to 13 because I can get a much lower CPM from ages 13 to 17 and give myself more reach and more impressions for this limited budget campaign. So because I've selected ages 13 and up, I can't do any detailed targeting. And I'm going to come down to manual placements, and I would leave it on just Instagram only. I find that Instagram is more effective for me when it comes to advertising. So I'll keep everything except for Instagram Shops. We've got Feed, Explore, Stories, and Reels. After that, we'll click Next. Now here we would rename the ad, and I'm going to come down here to Manual Upload, Single Image, and I'm going to add media. So once we've added the media for all of our placements, in this case, I'm using a song that's already out. In your case, if this is a release campaign, you're going to upload videos for each placement for the song that you want to promote that's just about to come out. So once we've uploaded the videos, we're going to change the call to action to Listen Now. And then we're going to drop in a website URL for our landing page. Now, the important thing about this is where the landing page goes after you click the button. So if we go to this landing page by previewing the URL, you can see that this landing page populates as if you're going to go to the song. But for me, if I'm working on a limited budget of just $100 to spend on this, I want to make sure I take advantage of every dollar of my budget moving forward. So with a normal release, if I had a big budget, I would be sending traffic directly to the song in an attempt to boost the algorithm, trying to get a release radar push, trying to get a Discover Weekly push. But because my budget is limited, I don't have enough money to guarantee that algorithmic pop. So I want to focus on trying to retain these listeners for future release however I can. Now, option number one to do that would be to send people directly to my artist profile. Now, the issue with this is that I cannot order these songs in the top of my list depending on how I want them to be. They are ordered by Spotify's algorithm, and I can't put my most recent song directly at the top of my popular tracks list. So the method I would use is to send people directly to my own artist playlist. So I have made a playlist called This is Tom DuPree III, and if I were a new artist operating on a limited budget, I would do something exactly like this. And as you can see, I've put my song Lions at the very top of it. So what I would do is whatever song I was promoting for my release with this $100 budget, I would use that in the ad, and then I would put it at the top of this artist playlist and send people here. So this way I'm doubling down on getting streams for the track, and I'm saving these people inside of this playlist should they choose to follow it, so that I get access to them for a later release if I want to release more music in the future. This helps me to kind of aggregate that $100 budget out across multiple releases, so I get access to those people after just this one time I spend this $100. So essentially, in doing it this way, because my budget is limited to just $100, I am trying to squeeze out every single bit that I can out of this and make it last as long as it can. Okay, so that's how I would promote my music with a very limited budget if I only had a set amount to spend. But what if you have no money to spend? What if you have absolutely zero to spend on paid ads? Well, if you don't have money, then you're going to have to spend your time. And nowadays, the best and most effective place to do that is with short form video. So if I had no money to spend, now let me back up. Ideally, we should all be doing this anyway. So let's just say that out loud moving forward. All of us should be creating a slew of short form video. I will admittedly come out and say I do not make enough short form content. We should all be making at least 3 to 5 short form videos per week, because that is the content type across platforms that is the most effective method of sharing anything these days. If I didn't have any money to spend, I would focus on spending my time making a ton of short form content. So I would make 3 short form videos every single day and post 3 short form videos every single day across multiple platforms. You can post these exact same videos to Reels on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and yes, even Snapchat. So if you did 3 short form videos every day and you posted them to all 4 of those platforms, that gives you 12 shots at the net every single day. And so if you do this every single day for 28 days straight, which is the window of time when your track is eligible for release radar, that's 336 opportunities that you have to take a shot at the net and hopefully get people to your track on Spotify. And furthermore, let's just assume, this might be optimistic, but let's assume that every single one of those videos gets 1,000 impressions. That's 336,000 opportunities to have your song in front of the eyeballs of somebody and hopefully get them to Spotify. Now, I would make every single one of these videos about my song in some form or fashion. There are a million different content ideas that you can discover to create content about your music, but I would use my song specifically every single day for 28 days. And the people who follow might catch on, but you're going to be in front of so many new people who don't follow you that it's important to keep kind of doubling and tripling down every single day on this content, because you're going to introduce content to new people pretty much every single time. So I wouldn't worry too much about hitting the same people with the same thing over and over again, if that makes sense. Now, as a comparison, let's say you did get 336,000-ish impressions over the course of a month by creating organic content every single day. That's about what a $10 a day budget is going to get you, depending on your targeting right on Facebook's ad manager. So if you look at my ads of the last 28 days or so, I have gotten 264,000 impressions on one campaign, which has been spending $10 a day, and then 426 on another campaign, which has been spending $10 a day. Now, these are only targeting kind of higher tier US, UK, Australia, Canada countries. So you can get even more than that with $10 a day if you're going global. So creating short form content is a competitive way to spend your time instead of spending your money. So these are the two main ways I would spend my money and time if I had a very limited budget or no budget at all to market my music, especially if I'm marketing a new release. Now, if I didn't have any money at all or am operating on a very limited budget, I would also be looking for ways that I could save some money for future releases so that I don't run into this problem again. Because even $5 a day can make a huge difference. I mean, if you spent like $1.85 every single day buying a black coffee from Starbucks and you just cut that out, you'd end up with over $600 a year that you can spend marketing your music. You can think outside the box and cancel things like Netflix or other subscriptions that maybe you have every month, eat lunch at home. Obviously, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but if you want to find an extra $5 to $10 a day, there are thoughtful ways to do that. You can cut some things out and then you'll have more money to market your music if it is important enough to you to do that. So that's what I would do if I were in that position. I would get creative. I would find a few extra bucks every day that I could save and put towards this to invest in the future of myself as an artist. So having a sizable marketing budget can really determine the outcome of the success or lack of success of your track or of yourself as an artist. But it's not the end all be all. You can get creative. You can figure out ways around this if you don't have much money to spend or if you have no money to spend at all. So I would love to know what you think about this. Have you tried sort of low budget ways or no budget ways to market your music? If so, let me know in the comments. And if commenting on a YouTube video isn't really your thing, join our Discord and connect with me there and connect with other people around this channel and in this community. Share what works for you. Ask questions. Learn what is working for other people. We're all here to grow together. And as they say, rising tides raise all ships. Now, before I let you go, if you don't subscribe to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And at the end here, I've got a couple more videos you can check out. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.